Hi, it's Meggie with Healthy Holistic Living, and I want to share some really incredible research, cellular regeneration, fat-focused weight loss, metabolic boosts, gut reset and repair, mental clarity, preventing insulin resistance, and so many more benefits. It's fasting. So fasting seems like it's this new up-and-coming fad, but really fasting has been being practiced since the 5th centuries. I mean, there was a Greek physician, Hippocrates, and he used fasting anytime his patients came in showing any symptoms of illness, specifically to reset their body. And he said, and I quote, "To eat when you are sick is to feed your illness." So that fasting and separation from not just food, but everything else that happens in your body when you give it a break. Anybody who is eating a regular dinner and a balanced meal and then goes into a regular sleep pattern, you're already practicing a type of fast. It's where breakfast got its name of break fast. So if you're practicing this already, you're already kind of accustomed to giving your body a break, and it goes into reset and restore and rebuild. There's all kinds of stuff that happens in that REM state of sleep, which is a whole other topic of getting good sleep, how much is enough, and what happens in that sleep. But right now, I want to talk about in the waking hours how to increase those benefits and increase that healing process of your body and like conscious control. I want to talk about different kinds of fasting, but really you're in charge. So you get to decide how long is too long. Fasting can be anywhere from hours to a couple of days, depending on your psychological relationship with fasting or with food and your physical body needs with food and nutrients, things. That has to be kind of something that you decide. I do have a really awesome find, and so I want to talk you through a couple of different things. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the different types of fasting that are really popular or the most effective, you've got a 24-hour fast. This is abstaining from all of your foods. There's a lot of theories that add into this with that mental or emotional or even a spiritual approach to it. That is totally in your own space to decide what do you want to do or refocus on with hunger cravings, or some people take the money that they would have spent on food and they spend it on this other good thing, or like that's all on you and you're deciding where you're at. So there's different types of fasting or different ways that you can fast. If you're going for just hour fasts, fasting typically happens in the 13th through the 15th hour. So if you're intermittent fasting, this is a daily practice where you sustain from food for a 16-hour window. There's all kinds of different variations out there, and you can definitely start with a 10-hour window and then progress to a 12-hour window. The benefits of fasting aren't going to kick in until those last couple of 3 hours. This is huge for converting white fat into brown fat, kicking on the thermogenesis process, all of that regeneration, the properties that we're talking about, all happen when the body starts to go like, okay, this is longer than we're comfortable with, and it starts to kick into gear. This is a daily practice, so it's debatable if you'll go into complete glycogen exhaustion, but it's definitely a good practice for weight management. Now, the secret in that, I must say, is a lot of people think that because they've got an 8-hour window for eating, they can eat anything they want. If you pack in twice as many calories as your body's supposed to maintain just because you're fasting, it's not going to work for weight loss. This is counterintuitive. So it still needs to be really clear what you choose to eat for your break fast, whether that's at 9 a.m. or whether it's at 1 p.m. and then maintaining those calorie intakes. Weight management is successful in this because you are getting those fasting benefits and needing to go find fat for fuel, but also because you're limiting your amount of calories that you're eating inside that window. So it's not just like a buffet free-for-all, it's still controlled and you're still watching the choices that you make. Another type of fasting is 24-hour fasting, where once a week, once a month, whatever you decide, you take 24 hours and you give your body a complete 24-hour break. There's 3-day fasting. This is when you get those deeper regenerating qualities and properties and benefits that happen in your body. Word of caution, if you struggle with hypoglycemia, if you struggle with liver damage or kidney or those kinds of problems, fasting, you should talk to your doctor. You should learn more about them.
So we have intermittent fasting. That's for hours during the day. 24-hour fasting, which is a whole day period, 3-day fasting, which is that longer, deeper internal regeneration, and then anything longer than that, you start to get a little worried of when you're stepping into starvation mode, unless you're going to do a fasting mimicking diet. This is where you continue to keep your body in a fasting state, but you use the support of micronutrients and supplements to maintain your body in fasting and not stepping into starvation. This one's a little trickier to do, so you want to make sure that you're working with a company that is trusted and knows what they're doing to help support you in better health, so you don't want to step into unhealthy habits.
I have come across what I think is going to be an incredible solution. It's by a company called Prolon. It's Prolon Fasting Mimicking Diet. So it's a 5-day meal program, and it's centered around fasting. So what's brilliant about this company is they have engineered all of the micronutrients that our body needs, but it never registers as food as it's passing through the body. So it's fasting with food, fasting mimicking diet. You're gonna get all of the incredible benefits that you would in a 3 to 5 day fasting without any danger of moving into starvation mode, and without the psychological, I can't eat anything, I'm fasting. I struggle with that. If I'm fasting, you better not pull out something, one of my favorites, because I will probably cave. So, rejuvenate, regenerate, and revive. These are so cool. Every box is labeled, so I've got 1 through 5. I know that I can do them in order. It also gives you permission to switch them around. So you could do day 1 and then day 5, then day 4 and day 3. I just like to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you do you. So every box has everything you need in it for that 24-hour period. They also give you the cutest water bottle, because you're gonna be drinking one of these L drinks that helps to flush out your body and helps to promote that regenerating qualities that the body is going through. So everything is labeled out. You've got your quick cheat card of what day 1 through day 5 is. They break it down for breakfast, lunch, dinner, you've got snacks. So on a typical day, I would pull out all of my food for my fast. Everything you need is already packed in here. So breakfast is gonna be tea and one of my little protein bars. And then I've got a snack later that's chocolate. Okay, not scared of that. And my supplements for my fasting. Lunch is gonna be tomato soup with my crackers, another tea, and my olives. So I do not feel scared about this fast at all. Then later, dinner, I have another bar and another soup and another supplement. All broken down, every single day is very similar to this. Day 2, breakfast is the L-bar nut-based and a tea. Lunch is mushroom soup and an NR1 packet and olives. Afternoon, I've got tea and olives. Dinner is minestrone and quinoa soup, L-bar cocoa crisp, and my L drink. All of it's laid out. This is fasting with food. It's incredible. I'm excited. So I would like to invite you to join me on this. I am super excited about all of the research that I've learned. So being able to find this company was kind of serendipitous of, when I think about this fasting, when I think about the benefits, it's almost like I'm craving it. I'm so attracted to it. But honestly, I get really nervous about going without food. I'm a big girl and I like food. I like eating. I grew up with it being a social activity in my home. I grew up in the kitchen that, if you were having a bad day, mama quickly just put something in front of you and you just started to talk about it Joe. So I'm excited to retrain my body not to associate food and social activity. I want to step towards a better relationship with food psychologically. I also am excited about all of the benefits, cellular regeneration, fat loss. I'm looking forward to the immune system bump up and the metabolic boost, mental clarity, energy, feeling revived and fresh and energetic. Fasting will actually reset your mood. We don't even realize how many chemicals and pesticides and toxins and hormones and everything that are put into our foods and how they affect us. Added salt, that's a contribution to blood pressure and edema. Added sugars create inflammation, and that wreaks havoc in our internal organ systems and our joints. Processed foods and their plastic-like qualities, partially hydrogenated. Like if oxygen doesn't break down the food, then how is our body supposed to do that? The hormone enhancements that go into our food, I wish there was a better awareness and knowledge about this. Like just in our hormone system, it affects the growth of your body development, your muscle development, your ability to lose fat. It regulates your sleep. Hormones, they work with your sexual function, your sleep, your mood, your reproduction, your weight, your tissue function, all of which, if when thrown off, can cause irritability, mood swings, sluggishness, even depression over time. Like, I feel very uncomfortable with the idea that my food could make me depressed, because when I'm depressed, I just want more food. So, I mean, fasting is an incredible reset for this, while we figure out a better solution for how to get healthier foods and how to get healthier sources for the foods. Lastly, it resets your heart. Fat and salt in heavy quantities puts a strain on your heart. Fasting tends to slow your body down, and when we move into that fasting mode, we shift into a cleansing energy, and your heart is able to step away from that fight or flight adrenaline push, and it gets to just sort of rest and relax and not have that big strain of that push, fight, strain to the fat, strain to the salt, strain to the life. It also definitely puts us into, like, fasting is not just about denying food into your body. It's also a mental space that you want to go to where you're honoring the rest and repair of your body. So choosing the timing of your fasting is really important. I definitely don't want to step into a fasting state when I have a conference and a lecture to give, and it's my kids' school play, and the high demand of my body, because that high demand needs to be balanced with nutrition and hydration and then rest and recovery. The overall theme of this is rest and reset. So you need to be very specific about the times you choose for your fast, that it's in a space that won't be more demanding, more taxing, because the last thing we want to do is make you feel more fried and more worn out because you can't eat anything. That is not the goal. So regeneration, rebuilding, rest and repair, that mental and emotional space has to be there with you as well if you want to do this successfully. So I invite you to join me on the Pro on Fasting, or hopefully you've just learned something and you can implement in a different way of fasting for you. If you are doing your own fasting, I encourage you to learn more about MCT oil. This is medium chain triglycerides, and that helps balance out the glucose triglyceride need in your body for food, and it will help sustain when you're not eating. And another tip, drink lots of water. Water, drink a lot of water. Water is the medium for the blood to flow, and hydration is so important that you will definitely feel sluggish if your water intake is not there. Hopefully you learned something. Thank you for watching. Click below for the link for the Prolon, or if you're creating your own, then good luck and let us know how it goes.